Big Shook, Big Shook. It's really real right now.
Mr. DL.
2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Who's off? 'Cause I could just lose your mind.
Welcome to episode 55 of the Danger Zone podcast.
No question.
Danger Zone podcast number 55 with
Big Shook.
Mr. DL.
And Chef Tanya Nicole, thank you for joining us again.
We got a special guest stopping by later today. Agallah is going to come through. We're going to ask him some questions about his history,
AKA.
his future. AKA what?
What's good with you, man?
Nothing, man. Just chilling. Today we're doing double Zoom. Suge's on Zoom when he's not here in the studio, so we're just doing it this way. Do you have anything you want to start off with?
Hey, you know, one thing about this hip hop thing, it don't stay still, neither does this music. And we all grow, artists and everybody, get older, grow, and get wiser. So I just want to give out a shout out to Eminem's daughter, 27-year-old Haley J.
Oh.
She's getting married to her longtime boyfriend, I believe
Machine Gun Kelly?
McClintock.
Oh.
Huh?
What?
No, McClintock.
Stop.
On for real. Nah, for real. Like,
Nah, I
you
feel
know,
you. I'm just joking.
What's his name?
McClintock.
McClintock is his last name. I think it's Clinton, though. Clinton McClintock.
Sounds like an
that.
alien. Sounds like an alien trying to come up with an Earth name.
Nah, I'm on some real shit, though.
I'm Clinton McClintock.
Nah, man. You know?
So that's cool. That's good.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Hopefully she has a good. I wonder how he proposed. That's got to be intimidating having Eminem be your girlfriend's father.
I'm sorry. His name is Evan McClintock.
Evan.
You know, and all those
Sounds better.
all those people, you know, who, you know, if you're aware, you should be, man, unless you live underneath a rock or behind a plate. You know, you should know that, you know, Eminem had a daughter. He included his songs with his ex-girlfriend, all the wife and everything. So, you know, as that time goes by, though, we all do get older, and she grew up to be a young woman, and you know, congrats to her for getting married and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's dope.
Also, we were speaking of sports earlier. You know, and I want to just say, you know, this is for all those who don't know, this is Black History Month. You know what I'm saying? So we celebrate the history at all times, but we take this month, you know, to observe some things, man. Just to, you know, maybe you might want to Google, look up some things in your history, man, and know about, you know, a culture and a people that, you know, did a whole lot for the world, and you know, just learning these things, man, because a lot of us don't have the knowledge of it. But this is the month to recognize that, even though it should be recognized all the time. But we bring the focus today. And one of my things, it's one of the biggest things right now is in the Super Bowl, they're celebrating the fact that it's two black quarterbacks for the first time. The magnitude's not the same as it would have been years ago, because there was a time when blacks weren't able to play quarterback in the NFL. You know what I mean? You know, Warren Moon, one of the greats, he had to go over to the CFL for years and win before he got a chance.
Play for the Vikings, right?
Yes, he played for them. No, he played for them a little, and he played for the Houston Oilers. But also, you know, it was just it was crazy because you could go to college and play quarterback and other, you know, smaller universities, whatever you, and Grambling was a school sending a bunch of players to the NFL, and it was a black HBCU, a black college. So they were just it was said to be, you know, at the time, it was the way of the world that the blacks weren't intelligent enough to play the quarterback position. So you go with the history, and the first guy actually to start as a black quarterback in the league when it was unheard of was James Harris. James Harris went to Grambling. He was going to go to, I believe, Michigan State. We're talking back in the 60s, but he changed because he wanted to play quarterback. And if he went to Michigan, they just switch your position. That's what they did back then. So he came out as a quarterback. You know, he's 1969, he got his first start Then he didn't stop for a while, and then he went to I believe it's Pittsburgh, and became the first full-time starting black quarterback. When no one, the next one wasn't going to come for years, and it hadn't been done. Now he didn't have any astronomical stats and shit like that, but it was just it was a great moment in black history, and it actually paved the way for now. Like this past year, I believe it was 11 black quarterbacks who started for some team in some form or fashion this year. So
that's cool.
You know, it's come a long way. But
I'm surprised this is the first time. It's crazy.
Huh?
I'm surprised this is the first time this has happened. It's kind of crazy.
So are you aware? Because this is this knowledge thing too. Are you aware who the first black quarterback was that won a Super Bowl the only
that won a Super Bowl? I do know this. Black quarterback that won a Super Bowl. I do know this. I don't know who is it.
I'm gonna give it
Carolina Panthers.
No, Doug Williams.
Doug Williams.
He played with the Washington Redskins. He
jeez. Okay.
He also went to Grammy. So, I mean, it's just I brought it to attention because it is a great moment in Black history. You know, with James Harris. Right now, yeah, it's history, but you know, he had to endure when you're the only black playing that position at that time. He had to endure threats, people sending pictures of nooses, all kinds of craziness, while he's just trying to play quarterback. Now it's nothing. Now, you know, it's black, white, or whatever you're playing, you're going to play. So,
do you remember Tommy Frazier by any chance?
Huh?
Do you remember Tommy Frazier by any chance?
Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't even speak that name in a moment of greatness.
Oh, boy.
But I'm just asking, he was kind of a bust. He won the Heisman Trophy, and then he was just a player I watched growing up, and I was just wondering if you remembered him. Yeah.
So he was no. You're talking about he was from Nebraska.
Yeah, he was dope. He was like Michael Vick before Michael Vick, and then he went into nothing.
Yeah, he was dope, but he had to stop because he had to get blood. He started getting blood clots.
Yeah, he played in Canada. I know that.
He tried to break for a while, and then he could, because Tommy Frazier, he would have been one of the best. He would have been like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he ran more. His running was really, really dynamic. But I mean, he was definitely would have played in that level, and that was the early part of what the quarterbacks are now. Now everybody wants a quarterback like that. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. I always thought he had a bad break because everyone thought he was going to be the next big thing, and then just nothing happened. Yeah.
Well, he started getting blood clots. You know, he couldn't play for a while.
Yeah.
So that kind of threw him off. And then, you know, back then everybody's passing you some leapfrog game. But what else you got going on, man?
We got a bunch of things. I want to say congratulations to Viola Davis. Do you know Viola Davis? She is an EGOT. She has an EGOT now. She has an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. She won a Grammy for an audio book, and it's very rare to have an EGOT. And I just want to say shout out.
She's doing it.
That's crazy.
Role model.
Like her or hate her or dislike her. I don't know if anyone hates her, but like her or dislike her.
Viola Davis.
That's pretty crazy to be the best of something in 4 major categories is pretty crazy.
She's great, man. Respect to her. Salute. You know what I mean? She keep on doing great things and bringing great things, man. You know what I mean?
She's great.
Also speaking of just for the moment, did you by any chance watch the Grammys?
Oh yeah, I watched the Grammys. 50 years of hip hop. Tell us about a picture.
Is that all you watched, or did you watch Sam?
Sam? I don't know that one. What's Sam?
Well, you didn't see Sam.
No, I just watched Sam Jackson?
Yeah.
He's on a short name basis with him. He's on a short name basis with him.
Nah, not Sam. But you go back and take a look at it. But so what did you think of from what you watched? What did you?
I don't know. I thought it was cool. Like when you're watching it in the moment, you think it's amazing. And then you go online and all people are doing is complaining about who isn't in it. And I thought that threw a little cloud over it. But you can't. There's hundreds of rappers. Just think, we're 55 episodes in here. We've interviewed 40 people, and we haven't even cracked the hip hop interviews. You know what I'm saying? Like,
of course,
you know what I'm saying? So like, you can't fill the stage with 1,000 people, you know. So
I mean,
I thought
everybody. You can not to cut you, but you can always. You can't always make everyone happy. That's number one. Because everybody expects to get something, they're gonna miss something.
Yeah.
So you just accept what's there. See, it was a great. The hip hop part of it, it was great. There was some great winners too, man. Like Lizzo, shout out to her, because she was comfortable in her body and presented, her truth and through her music, and she blew and got a Grammy for it. So that was dope. Beyonce won a couple, and
Beyonce is now. Hold on. Sorry, I don't cut you off. Beyonce is now has the most Grammys ever.
The most.
Yeah, she's the number one Grammy winner of all time now. So I think she won a lot. I want to say she won 4 Grammys the other night. So yeah,
I thought it was dope just because, like I watched it like in spots, but I still think the best thing that I saw was at the end when Jay-Z and Lil Wayne and Rick Ross and all them rhymed in the medley. And because even though prior to that, the hip-hop one was great, I felt there's a few people I wondered why, like it was just Method Man or it was just pause with De La Soul and certain things. I was like, or even with Ghetto Boys,
Yeah, Willie D was upset.
So I felt a few people like, why not be with each other? We all ain't got to rap with it. Just the presence.
Yeah, the presence is one thing. They should be there, I guess. What you're saying, but like you can't do a 4-minute song. You got to do a 8-bar, maybe 12-bar verse. You know what I mean?
Well, listen, I'm aware. Like me, Guru, me and Freddie Fox and Premier went on Jenny Jones.
Yeah.
To
Jenny.
So
sorry.
you only get a certain amount of time on those shows. We might have had, I don't even know if we had 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So all we had time for was me to do my verse, Guru, my verse and Guru's verse.
Yeah.
And then we went to cut Freddie out because that was a lot of time. And so we knew like, okay, well, all of us still was gonna be there. You know what I mean? He did the hook, everybody's driving the rhyme, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we knew I was going to be there, so that made it even look more, more full, like more real, like that. But my favorite part though was the end. Was the end of the whole thing with Jay-Z and like I said, Rick Ross and Lil Wayne and such rhyme, and then his verse, and then you just really seen MCs at that table with him that you could actually feel that. Them being that like, damn, this dude Jay-Z is dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He didn't see it like how the little lines was hitting and shit. It was so real to be so cinematic. You know what I mean? So to speak. It just seemed so real. And I appreciated that, and I felt it was great. Other than that, man, it's always gonna be a dog and pony show. You know what I mean? The more glitter and glamour. You know what I mean? We got a little bit more grind when we have the BET Awards coming up, but. And I like the host there. What's his name again?
I don't even know, man. Who hosted? Oh, Trevor Noah?
Yeah, Trevor Noah. Yo, Trevor Noah's the shit, man.
The guy from South Africa?
The reason why I say this, man,
I'm not
is
sure
because
if he hosted on it.
Yo, he is doing stuff like that, and he's doing his comedy and stuff. But the dude is a hip hop head.
Yeah, he's hip hop. I don't find him funny.
He was hugging Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, I saw the Busta Rhymes shit.
He walked up on Method Man. This was on a show, and he rhymed the whole joint word for word, like he was like up and down. And then when you seen Busta, he did the same thing.
Yeah.
He was rhyming, and you could think that you're gonna go learn that the night before. That shit don't work like that.
Nah.
In order to hit them shits,
he's got more shit on his mind. If he's hosting, he got more shit on his mind than learning a Busta Rhymes rhyme randomly. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And that's what I knew. I could tell. I said, "Yo, this dude is a real hip hop head with these dudes." He had the words tighter than they think because they was trying to hype with him.
Yeah.
Because they knew he knew the shit, and it was crazy, man. Well, so shout out to the Grammys. Genre.
Oh, go ahead.
For any genre of music that you listen to, I hope that was celebrated, and I hope that you enjoyed that. And like I said, I just spoke on the hip hop part. You know, and I felt Mary J. Blige had a great performance as well.
Hell yeah, Mary J. Blige, man. What's up, man? Like, she's just so good. She's just one of those people that like Patti LaBelle. I hate to compare her, but it's just like she's just gonna always be good.
Madonna was on there looking like Catwoman.
Who did someone say she looked like? Oh man, she looked fucked up. She looks like a video game in like 2002. That's exactly exactly what she looks like.
Like when Uzi Bird came out with that anime hairdo. That he had that cartoon do. I was like, yo, it was wild, man. You know,
can't forget to congratulate Bad Bunny.
He lost.
Oh yeah,
he won.
No, he lost to Adele. Adele. He won one. Okay.
Yeah, he won one.
Urban album, música urbana.
Yeah, he won Urban album. Yeah.
Urban.
He won Urban album.
Fue un verano sin ti.
So Adele won.
Hey, yo.
I like Adele. I'm a big Adele fan.
Hey, yeah.
Yep.
He won Urban album. So.
Urban album.
So Adele sweeps up.
Urbana album.
Beyonce swept up. But I thought it was cool to, you know. I just hate the culture that like that. People should have enjoyed. Everyone should have enjoyed that. Yeah, this guy wasn't there. This guy wasn't there. Maybe they didn't want to go.
Why don't we start thinking more positive?
Yeah, I just thought.
We have to always like pick apart at the negative.
I thought it was great.
Is there not more important?
And for people who hate rap, they were It was shoved down their throat. Let me tell you.
Yeah, hey, let me tell you. Hey, this is the world. This is the world we live in, right?
Yeah.
Right. This is the balances, positive, negative. That shit is like that. Then once in a while it's like this, and once in a while it's just like that.
Hold the door. Say thank you.
So
and every day we don't know if it's our last. So everything has an expiration.
Don't be a dick.
But as we're here, man, got energy, man. I'll be giving that energy. You know?
I'm gonna stay at the Grammys, and I kind of want to talk about something. I mean, we're not gonna. I don't know how crazy we're going to get.
Do we have to do insensitivity?
No, I'm not. It's not insensitive. This whole Takeoff shit is just out of control. And at the Grammys, it's reported that Offset and Quavo got into a fist fight before Quavo's performance because Quavo and his team wouldn't let Offset come on stage to perform for the Takeoff tribute. And whatever, Offset's denying it, this and that, but then the footage leaks of Cardi B screaming at both of them for fighting. So, I just want to talk, I don't even want to talk about that. I want to talk about that Jay Prince interview. I don't know if anyone else wants
Oh, wait a minute. Before you get to that, before you get to that, his performance at the Grammys with John Legend and that other guy, that was pretty dope.
It was cool, right? I didn't like that song when I first heard it. I didn't hate it, but I was like, meh. But when they did it live, it really hit live. It really hit.
Well, that's how it was with me because I've never really listened to it. So when I heard it then, that's what made okay, yo, this shit is kind of moving.
Yeah.
For what it was, So you know what I mean. And these boys is different. But go ahead. What you about to say about Jay Prince?
So Jay Prince, we all know the story about Takeoff getting murdered in Houston and speculation that this isn't us talking. This is public information that mob ties members or affiliates were involved in it in some way. This or that. So the whole Takeoff family, friends, relatives, wives, mothers, haven't said anything about this to anybody. They haven't talked about it. They haven't done any interviews or whatever. But the Takeoff's family, like Offset, Quavo, no one's talked about it. No one's done any interviews about it. You know what I mean? Like they're quiet about it. They're not talking about it. But Jay Prince and Jay Prince Jr., Jazz Prince keep talking about it, going on all these interviews. And
hey, first off, y'all niggas, my real brother. I don't know what y'all niggas got, what the fuck nigga got going on. Y'all niggas speaking on my real brother. How dare one of y'all niggas speak on me and Tate relationship, nigga? I don't know you, nigga. A can of paint, nigga. Y'all nigga don't know how me and my brother rock, nigga. You trying to clear your face, nigga. This your 5th interview, nigga. You done did about my brother, nigga. You ain't think about his mama. You ain't think about the family, nigga. We ain't said nothing. Ain't nobody said nothing but you niggas. You niggas, man, who y'all nigga think y'all nigga is? John got it, nigga. Ain't nobody going for none of that, bro. I ain't studying none of that shit. Talking about either. And if you heard something from me, I'ma tell you it's gonna come from me. Call my phone. Y'all nigga going off of he say, she say. Then y'all nigga supposed to be this is who y'all supposed to be. And y'all nigga on interviews and it out on an interview. Talking about I said that nigga call my phone, homie. You call my phone, we'll have a conversation. They gonna talk about all that internet games. I don't do.
Whatever. I mean, you know, I feel like I feel bad for Jay Prince, but I'm also losing respect for him in a way with all the stuff that's going on. This is someone I really look at. Tell me, I always talk about Jay Prince as someone I look up to, right, in the hip hop game, and it just sucks that it really feels like his kid is gonna take him down, whether he did something or he didn't. It doesn't seem like he did anything in this situation, but his riffraff that surrounds him, you know what I mean? And I feel like Jay Prince is in here playing cleanup. But what were you gonna say, Big Sugar?
No, I disagree with that. Some of that because, to me, there is some of the dialogue right now is pretty much similar, cinematic, and social media being the world that we live in. I feel that like I often felt like I wouldn't talk too much about a lot of that stuff. But if this is really what it is right now, and there's only so much that's going to be said. If anything's gonna happen, to be much more that was done by any real man or any real situations or gangster, whatever you want to be. They speak on that about, you spoke on them not having really a lot of interviews and stuff with the family, but then just one they kind of brushed it under the rug. Takeoff's mother and father were suing each other over with his money that he had left. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, they probably are. Yeah, I bet. It doesn't.
So there's other things that are like.
Sad. Mama,
this stuff,
she should get it just for those ad libs.
I mean, this is to me a lot of stuff is commercial. Me myself, I respect Jay Prince, and I feel like any grown man and any people in their sector or how they move with this shit, like that's them. You know what I mean? It's just nothing really affecting me and people, around me or whatever.
It doesn't affect us, but we do have a podcast that we want to let the people, know like. This is kind of weird. This is very weird.
It's understand. There's three of us here, so it's okay if that's your take. And that's cool. Podcast or whatever cast. I seen a good one on Instagram too. I want to shout them out. That they're obviously we've affiliated, and they call the something podcast. I thought it was kind of dope. But anyway, and it wasn't DJ Slim.
Shout out DJ Slim.
Hey, DJ Slim. Not to cut you, but DJ Slim was my man. I remember when he had like 6 threads, then he had like 5, then 3, then 2, then 1. Then he was bald, guys.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So
you're still my dude, Slim, but them shits was disappearing one by one.
Yeah. Maybe to take his hat off a certain way. It sucks. Yeah, I never had to deal with that.
Yo, he had an amazing. He had a 5-year hair done.
Oh my God. DJ Slim, what's going on? So I don't know, like so how I took that interview, I listened to the whole thing, and like I said, I'm a huge Jay Prince fan. Like you don't even know. Like I look up to his model, how he did his record label, all that stuff. He basically goes on that show, and it seemed very like set up to me. The questions like seemed like they were like pre-approved. You know what I mean? And that's one of my favorite podcasts too. I feel like he wanted to get certain information out. He goes on the podcast and basically threatens Offset. I can't even you don't even beat around the bush. He threatened him on the podcast. You know what I mean? You can't even beat around the bush. He said it it'd be dangerous for you to mess with me. He said it he said it, just and Offset then responds.
He just feels like you. Well, go ahead.
What does that mean? I don't get it.
Because you would say so, but it would be dangerous to mess with. Oh. Well, go ahead.
So
unless you want to sleep on my grow floor, but go ahead.
So he's saying this and he's saying that. He's saying Offset didn't even hang out with Takeoff this and that, and then he starts saying no one would have got shot if your friend, we won't say his name here, so-and-so. It's all public information, but we're not going to say it. Your friend so-and-so didn't punch so-and-so. And I'm just like, man, why don't you just be quiet? I don't even understand. This is like the OG. This is like, it's so sad, Suge, because this is like the OG of shut up. The OG of shut up and be quiet. And he's like, this guy just should be like this, and this guy should be over here, and the police should be looking at this. And I'm like,
listen to this. Listen to this. So, you just said the OG. You just said that like thoroughly. So I believe that the man is not stupid. I believe the man is highly intelligent. You know what I'm saying? So this might be some type of a ploy, for all you know. Sometimes it's the deception of the whole shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where we don't know how something can happen or if it can happen. You know what I mean? So a wise man will be the one to not tell. A wise man doesn't tell all. You know what I'm saying? If something's to be said, that doesn't necessarily mean that, this is how it's gonna happen, man. So that's how I look at that shit too. Yeah. It's myself. It's like myself being, older OG dude, and just like even the way I be moving, it's like it's way like you might think something else, but nah, it's not.
The I grew up in a mansion. The I grew up in a mansion came out of Jazz Prince though, or Mike Prince. Who was it? Mike Prince came out of Mike Prince. He started crying in an interview. He's like, "What's going on?"
Yo, he's telling the truth, right?
He's definitely telling the truth, because I won't give him no acting chops like that. He's definitely telling the truth, but he's like,
Rick James kids grew up in a mansion.
Tanya's like, who's that chick? And I was like, oh my god.
Sorry.
But shout out, I don't know, man. That shit was just super weird to me. I watched the whole thing and I take it away as this. I am gonna bully these guys. He's bullying them. He's bullying them to say the things that's how I feel. And it was just very interesting, and I just wanted to bring it up, because by the time this comes out, it might be old news, but for today, that shit was weird to watch. Like, very weird to watch him say things like that.
That's how you felt too. So that you expressed what you felt and your perception. That's dope. I take it a little bit different than that, but like I said, I think it's big deception and all of this shit.
Hopefully,
you know what I mean.
Hopefully, it's
think about this. So on the radio, Hot 97, Mace. If you remember a few years back with Mace and who else? Mace and Cameron was going at it. Remember that?
Yep.
And dudes talking crazy shit about each other, whatever. Now they're doing a show. They were performing at Apollo.
Oh no!
Sometimes you just think a lot of this stuff is more, not really what it seems. You know what I mean? It's just some talk. You know what I mean? So, but also, on another note, having to do with that, Jay Prince was also telling people that that you don't have to check in when rappers come, where they at. You know what I mean? So, and that's something that's always been said, but he was trying to clarify that like that as being a myth. So,
yeah, that's what I meant about the questions all being thrown to them. Like, remember they like, oh, we ain't saying we're a mob. Mob ties means this. Remember, there was like money or whatever it was, and I was just like, oh my god, this guy's like, he came up with that on the car ride on the way over. I do believe there is some sort of check-in thing with them. Not necessarily they go out and fuck with every rapper or anything like that, but yeah, like, they will hold you down. I have seen certain people not check in and get stuff stolen, and miraculously these are the people who get it back for them. You know what I'm saying? They've talked about it in the past. It's been mentioned on records. I do feel that is, but Beyonce doesn't have to check in. But like I said today, like a Meek Mill might have to check in. A street rapper who wants to come down to Fifth Ward and roll around and shoot a music video might have to check in. Might have to, for sure. With them and their wife, and then miraculous.
The world we live in, man, now is so medusa.
Put it like this: there's footage of the baby shooting a video in like Atlanta somewhere in the hood in Atlanta. He's just with his film crew. You can look it up on YouTube. And all the neighborhood goons get together and they come down to the video shoot and they say, "Who you check in with? Who told you could shoot here?" He goes, "No one told me I can shoot here." And
you know what?
Remember, you ever see that shit? I'll play it.
You know what though? No. On that note, it ain't like you can go different places, but it ain't like you're gonna go in somebody's hood though.
Yeah. Well, that's checking in. Yeah, you can go to Houston and go to the Astrodome and watch a game or perform, right. But you can't come down and get dinner at. That's checking in. Like
a lot of places, there'll be thoroughly shootouts and shit.
Like you're allowed to go to Houston, but you can't come down to the 5th Ward and be like, "Yo, I'm gonna shoot a music video." That's checking in to me, like that.
It ain't got I understand that wholeheartedly, man. You know, also on another. You know, we talked about that, so I'm gonna give you another Black History moment since we're in Black History Month. Over 10 years ago, we had our first Black president, Barack Obama. Started out. It's about 2009. Yep. It was an amazing time because of the event, and because that he was a direct descendant from slaves. And he became president of the free world, first black president of the free world. So it's just a moment in history because, you know, even being from the 60s or before, what happened, you saw the treatment of black people and, you know, how people were done and slaves and house people and whatever they were. And then, like, I might have felt it at times, the buzz, but I never thought we would have a black president anytime soon. So I'm just speaking at it as a Black History moment, a great moment for those who want to learn something, know something. And then also, remember, he wasn't even a black president with the name like Richard Thompson.
Yeah, for sure. That's the crazy part.
His name was Barack Obama.
No. Hold on, Big Shug. His name was Barack Hussein Obama.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You would have never found anybody with that name.
The Hussein part is what I thought people had the most issue with, probably.
No, but the fact that didn't, when I first even ever heard his name, I didn't think like, this dude ain't gonna be the president. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I didn't even know who he was. I just heard it.
Yeah.
I was, okay, they're gonna call Barack Obama. That's our president. Man, next you know, here we go. I'm glad to be here. And because of that, I'm this. I'm trying to tell you, that's my man. Now, but that's Black History, part 2. Well, go ahead. What else you got? You got anything else? Because I'm kind of,
I know we're coming up onto stupid as hell, but I want to talk about this. Never have we ever seen someone live up to the hype. Live up to the damn hype more than we saw LeBron James live up to the hype. He came out of high school and like, I don't know, he's all right, but he'll probably score, I don't know, 12 points a game. He's not big enough. He scored 21. He was the only person in the history of ever who were like, they broadcast high school basketball games on ESPN. High school games, boring. There's nine high school players out there sucking. And there's a guy so good that they're broadcasting these games on ESPN. Go ahead, Big Shug.
And let me tell you something else about that too. So, not only the fact that he was great and they were doing it, it wasn't like you was just watching this great player, right? You would watch it was a great team as well. So you were watching good basketball. Those were high level programs. It wasn't like just around the hood somewhere, and then they had a player like LeBron. And on the team.
Notre Dame's team, you mean?
Yeah, he was great. But also, the biggest thing you said, there's been a lot of high school ballers to come. He's the first one to average 20 points and better. And he's surpassed Kareem, that great record. But he had to live up to the hype first.
Yeah.
Like even off the court. Never got into trouble, none of that shit. He married his high school sweetheart.
Yeah, that's incredible.
And still with
he passed Kareem and is like number 4 on the assist list too.
Right.
So just think of it like that. Like,
yeah, he won't get that assist joint though.
No, but I'm saying he'll be up there for a long time.
He's up there. but at one thing you got to remember too is the fact that he made that record. Now some of the pundits will say, well, when Kareem had that record, there was no 3-point line. Kareem only made one 3-pointer in his career.
But was he shooting from back there?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah. Guess what? He wasn't shooting from there like the jump shot. He was shooting a hook shot from that far.
Yeah.
I witnessed it. I'm like, it was an unstopped. This is a 7'2" dude with this hook shot from far as hell. A hook shot, like hitting it, and no one could block. He was too high for you to block. So it was an unstoppable shot. He perfected it.
Yeah.
No one else ever did after him. So, but the thing is, LeBron is, I think, 38.
Yep, 38.
He's averaging, I don't know, 20 plus points a game. When Kareem was his same age, Kareem was averaging 10. So, for the past week, LeBron has averaged 20 his whole career or better.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Therefore, he's not slowing down in that form. If you watch him, he's still dominant. He's still got cats bouncing off him. He's a better shooter, which being older, that's going to help him, the longevity of his game. You know what I'm saying? And he defends. So he could play another 2-3 years, maybe 4, and put that record really somewhere where it'd be quite next to impossible to pass. So, shout out to him. Shout out to his accomplishment.
I think it's incredible. I think if it was people are belittling it and this and that. Me personally, I've said it on the podcast. I've said it a million times. I think he's the greatest basketball player of all time. He's not my favorite, but I think he's the greatest player to ever play. Like, everyone's like, oh, well, yeah, he didn't play in the 80s, and they be pushing him. I'm like, bro, he's 280 pounds. He pushed fucking John Stockton on his ass.
Doesn't matter. Like, doesn't matter. Dad, Calvin Murphy, 5'9", jumped up with his little ass and slapped fire out of this motherfucker that was like almost 7 feet. And
I just don't buy people's thing that he wouldn't be able to, like, bro, this is the greatest, in my opinion, this is the greatest basketball player that ever played. So far. There'll be another one.
I disagree, because when someone if you got a nephew or anybody, right?
Yeah. That
goes to play a basketball game, right? When he comes home, right? Say it's a little nephew or anyone.
Yeah.
When he comes home, what do you say? What are you gonna think you're gonna ask the kid?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm asking
Where's
you.
My money?
Would you ask a kid played a basketball game?
How was the game?
How was the game?
How was the game?
Well, what do you think he's playing? So what do you think that you would ask him besides that?
How did you play?
Nah. Okay.
How did you play? Yeah. How much you score?
Who's the winner in the basketball game?
Who's the winner?
Yes. Who's the winner in any game?
The victor. I'm not sure. I don't know how the winner. Yeah, whoever has the most points.
The one with more points is the one that's the one with more points is the winner.
Yeah.
So the thing that people usually ask kids, adults, or anyone, how many points you have?
Yeah.
How much you have?
Yeah.
Right. So doing that because they're saying the greatest thing about this game is the score.
Yeah.
That's number one, right? And so we're just gonna leave it at one thing. Mike Jordan, no matter who was playing, Mike Jordan averaged. He won 10 scoring.
Yeah, but he did it against fucking Jeff Hornacek and Dan Marley. It's not like he did it. You know what I'm saying? Like he was great. That's what I mean. You know what I'm saying?
Oh boy, here we go.
That's what you say. You say Dan Marley, right? But Dan Marley was nice though.
Yeah, dude. That's what I mean. Dan Marley was. He made the All-Star team, and that's what I'm trying to say about that era. That era.
What do you mean he was nice though?
Not really. He hit a few good 3-pointers in the playoffs.
Yo, you don't know your history.
No, I
because
do.
If you can say a lot of other people, but not Dan Marley. Come on.
I try to use it because he was like, I don't know, Dan Marley. I don't know, man. Dan Marley.
Dude, you don't know.
Poor
Dan Marley made the All-Star team in that era.
You don't know basketball. If you don't think Dan Marley was a beast, then you obviously don't know basketball.
Dan Marley or Dan Barley?
You could pick so many.
Dan Marley.
Barkley and Marley.
Hey, yo, you could pick so many other dudes where I would be like, well, yeah, that dude might be a little whatever. You know?
He said, not that one.
guess what? What's the biggest thing about the basketball game today?
The biggest thing's probably the 3-pointer, I guess, is like how.
All right, so boom. When I was younger, it was the dunk, obviously.
Yeah, the dunk.
You know what I mean? But there was some incredible shooters, and guess what? Now you got people in the league too that is like Farmer, Bill, and Dan that all they can do is shoot. But because it's that kind of game, they got a career.
Farmer Dan.
They got a player on the Celtics called Luke Cornett, right? And because we're in Boston, they call him, they call him the Murder Cornet. Yo, dog, this dude is a big goofy, like with the 6 O's in it. He's just a body on the score. I give it to him. But I mean, that's it. He can shoot a 3 here. So back in the day, they wasn't asking you to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You stretching the floor now. You know, I think, to me personally, I think LeBron is great. Like, I could even put him at number 2. But see, my 5 is going to consist of Bill Russell with 11 titles. And guess what? You play who's in front of you, too. Because when Bill Russell played, there was only a certain amount of teams in the league. But guess what? There was a reason why why were you the one that was way better than people?
Because you were 9 feet tall and everyone else was my size.
No. You remember?
Everyone else was my size. Honestly, like Bill Russell was great, but everyone he played against was my size, dribbling the ball up to their nipples.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Bounce pass. Bounce pass.
You sound calamitous because, right? Here's
calamitous.
Here's another.
Calamitous. I like it.
When Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played in the NCAA tournament, he's 7'2".
Yeah.
And back people would say that he scored and did whatever, that because he was 7'2", right?
Yeah.
And he said himself, no one ever mentions the fact that in the NCAA tournament that year, I think it was about 60 or better players that were over 7 feet tall. But you only spoke about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just LeBron, I think he's a great player, all-around greatest player. But he's in the top 5 for me.
Who are your top 5?
Huh?
Who are your top 5?
I'm going to have to say Mike.
Okay.
Right? I'm going to have to say Wilt Chamberlain in any order.
Nice.
I'm going to have to say Bill Russell. I'm going to have to say Larry Bird and LeBron.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
LeBron.
I definitely got to have Larry Bird. See, when people, I've been for all those listening, watching us,
yeah,
I've been a student of sports and games like
wow.
Football, basketball, and such for years, my entire life, and it was a long span, a few decades. And I just didn't watch, I really observed it and experienced a lot of this shit, like straight up, man. I go back to when my first basketball game, I was in Boston Garden, you know what I'm saying? Where them motherfuckers was little as ants.
Yeah. You said that, yeah.
And it was smoky as shit. You couldn't see shit. And that was normal, like mass smoky. And the team was the Buffalo Braves, who had Randy Smith, the big and Bob McAdoo. So I might be dating myself with those who know that. But that was my first game. I was like, damn. But shout out to him. It was great that his wife was in the audience, in attendance.
There were so many people there. Every living great, I would say, was there except Michael Jordan. I don't think was there, but every living great, there was a bunch of people in attendance.
Do you know what the controversial part of? Did you even find out? Because you're usually one that's good at obtaining news. Do you know what the controversial moment was when that happened?
What I've seen people complaining about controversy, he didn't celebrate with his team. Is that it?
I see you looking. You're almost there. Anthony Davis.
Oh.
While all this was going on, he sat on the bench. He sat there while everyone was cheering on the team.
Oh, wow.
And
I didn't see that.
It looked kind of whack. Like, you could go look at the footage. It looks kind of whack. It's like, why wouldn't he be? It was a great moment.
Yeah.
So I guess it's going to come out. And maybe he could have been pissed at the moment because they were losing and he wasn't doing good. And I feel like he's been often hurt.
Yeah.
Probably was hurt again, all we know. Because, you know what I mean? So I think he was just kind of messed up in the moment, But it was a great moment. You know, because Kareem held the record. You know how many years he held the record?
40, right? 38.
39.
39.
You're close. You know what I mean? So think about that. Because if somebody else holds the record for 40 years and it gets broken, guess what? I'm not going to be here.
Yeah. I could see like a Steph Curry type breaking it eventually, but maybe not him, but someone who shoots fucking 90 fucking 3-pointers.
You have to shoot like that. You have to shoot like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
So,
where do we want to go, Stizzy?
Yeah, we're going to go to Stupid as Hell. Yeah, shout out LeBron James. That's incredible, Mike. Yeah.
Congratulations.
People.
My nose touched the mic. Congratulations.
Also, shout out to Tom Brady. Shout out to Tom Brady for retiring. And Bill Belichick, because they was recently on a podcast together with, I think, Jim Gray.
Bill Belichick's retiring?
No, it was, you know, it's Brady. But Bill Belichick was on the podcast with him. And they were both congratulating each other and showing that, you know, bro love and how important they were to each other's careers. And I thought it was very, very dope. And very.
So is he going to be a Patriot for one day so he can retire as a Patriot?
They haven't said that yet, but we'll see what happens.
I think Patriots fans over hype fucking his love for the Patriots. He's a football player. Like, he doesn't have a fucking allegiance to this place, or he doesn't honestly, he doesn't owe New England anything. He gave them fucking 6 Super Bowls. He doesn't owe them anything.
I believe he loved New England like that. The reason why I think that is because, dude, this is Tom Brady. Even 10 years ago, 12 years ago, he could have left New England. Any of them times, he could have left New England. You see what I'm saying? He stayed there. Yeah. Like, nobody was forcing him. Some years he had some whack-ass receivers and some tough-ass shit, but he stayed. He kept staying. So I feel like, Bill Belichick enlightened us on something on the podcast. So I guess he coaches the blue and gray All-Star game, was usually for the top collegiate players. And then he was down there this year coaching his staff, and he's seen the pictures of a lot of NFL players came from that game. He's seen a picture of Tom Brady, and he just takes him back. You know what I'm saying? And be like, damn, man. You know, I remember he was a kid coming out of college, and he went on to be, you know, with me, he went on to be this. And Tom Brady, his allegiance comes to this part here. Yo, you got to remember, he sat there and watched all those teams pass on him. 8 quarterbacks, I think, went before him. They were all trash, like, you know, gone.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he did what he did. So that might have had said, damn, New England took a chance on me. And it's in folklore that he told Robert Kraft, by selecting me, it's the best decision you ever made. Oh, nice. This is what he said before he won any championships. You know what I mean? So that's why I feel his allegiance was like, yo, they gave me this shot, I'm going to show him. You know what I mean? And he did.
How did Bledsoe get hurt? How did he get hurt? I forget.
He went to the sidelines, first of all.
Hold on.
He tried to run it. He's not a running quarterback.
Yeah.
And I forget the linebacker's name, but he blasted the shit out of him. You can see, you know, you ever watch cartoons and somebody get hit, or in a movie, they die and about 6 or 7 of their silhouettes come out of them?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ouch.
I seen Drew Bledsoe's silhouette. That blah, blah. And so then he had broke something in his chest, and shit was bleeding and all that. And that's when Tom Brady came in. Now, here's the thing. Tom Brady was doing all right. It wasn't like he was 300-400 yards a game. He was keeping it steady. He wasn't turning the ball over, which Bledsoe had a problem with at that time. And so they were winning games. And then when Bledsoe got well, I figured they'd give it back to him. That's usually what they do.
I feel like they did. They went. So Tom Brady came in.
He said no.
Hold on. This is how I remember it, at least. Tom Brady came in.
It's not the truth, no matter what you're saying.
He won the Pro Bowl, or whatever, not the Pro Bowl, the Snow Bowl with the Raiders there, whatever. Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Tom Brady. He won the next game, and then there was a whole thing. Who should start? Because Bledsoe's ready. He's back. I believe Bledsoe started.
Okay, would you like to put $100 on that?
I don't think so, because you seem to be very
He's
fucking.
been trying to interrupt you for the last 5 minutes. You think that?
You seem to be very sure that he didn't, but I feel like. Go ahead.
Let me tell you this, for my being the historian of that game, and the Patriots, man. I know Patriots that go way back from different generations. Once Tom Brady became starter,
I kind of agree with you now. I'm remembering it now.
Oh boy, he already switched sides.
I remember a sulky Drew Bledsoe.
Once he relinquished that spot and Brady was the starter.
Yeah.
Bruce Bledsoe was never the starter again.
Where did he go? Buffalo?
Buffalo.
Yeah.
And now they had this thing on, this is years later, so they had this thing on with his family recently. And his parents were talking about how they hated Belichick when that happened. Like the whole family was mad as shit. And this is a dude who had made millions already.
Yeah.
But in fact, because usually when he got well, we was like, okay, they'll throw him back in there. No, Belichick knew what he was doing. He said, we're gonna stick with this boy. Yeah. And then look what happened. And then guess what? Drew Bledsoe, fast forward down the road, he somehow ends up in Dallas, and then he gets hurt again, and Tony Romo takes over, and the rest is history. So he's in enough.
He's good luck for them and bad luck for him.
Yeah, he said, I'm good. Now I got like one of the top wine sellers like in the world.
He has a restaurant too, right? Restaurants too, right?
Huh?
He has restaurants too, doesn't he? Tony Romo's, isn't that a real restaurant?
Yeah, I'm talking about Drew Bledsoe has the wine.
Oh, Drew Bledsoe. Oh my God.
Yeah, he's a big one.
Congratulations.
Agallah, what up, bro? Can you hear me?
What up, fam? So before we start, what you got?
I'm Chef Tanya.
I'm Mr. DL.
Mr. DL, you famous, yes. I remember you way back.
No, you famous.
No, but he worked with Onyx too and shot video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know Mr. DL for sure.
Hell yeah.
He's part of it.
Right? Massachusetts, right? You from Mass, right?
Yeah, I live in Mass right now, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. So yeah, see, I'm familiar. That's dope. How you been?
I'm pretty good, man. I'm just
look
doing
great.
This
Oh, here comes Big Suge.
We do this. Oh, here he is. Finally, see if he's there. So he can hear us.
All right, get everything. Let's get into everything, bro. I can't wait.
Yo, this is Big Suge. This is Big Suge in the Danger Zone podcast, along with
Mr. DL
and Chef Tanya Cole.
This is episode 55, Double Nickels.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And we're here right now with a special guest. Brother goes way back, man, with me and in this music industry and such. My man Agallah, what's good, brother?
What's good? Yo, thank you for having me, Suge. I appreciate the time, man. It's been a minute.
Yes, sir.
All that. Thank you for having me.
What we want, no doubt. What we want to do, though, is we want to give the people a backstory on yourself, where you come from and how did it come about with you and this hip hop and why you matter, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, the true fact is that I'm about to be reaching my 50th year in life. Mm-hmm. I've been down with hip hop since it first started. At the end of the day, like, I've come from the grassroots of, Brownsville, Brooklyn. That's my neighborhood where I started at. Everybody that knows me from a kid know that hip hop was in my blood, in my bloodlines. I was a DJ at first. I beatboxed. I graffiti wrote. I did everything in hip hop that would make you a hip hopper at that time, back in the 80s. Like if you did all five, you break dance, you pop, you DJ. It was all in me. And at the end of the day, like as a young guy, being from Brownsville in the projects, I couldn't afford turntables. So I had a neighbor of mine that would show me how to use the Technique 1200s. From there, his name was Jerome. Jerome was a cool dude that was a neighbor, lived on the same floor in my building, and he would just like let me in as a little kid, just to see what it was. He wouldn't let me touch too much, because I was, he had, to be a DJ, took a lot. Either way, I wound up learning from DJs in my neighborhood. Then I DJed for my own group. We did talent shows. Long story short, my godfather, His name is Jose. He ran a record store in Brownsville called Soul Shack, which Premier been to, which Run DMC been to, Keith been there, God bless his dead, Guru been there. It's called Soul Shack on Pickett Ave and Rockaway. That was my godfather record store. So I come from, my family already had music embedded in our family. We already had Motown. My aunts giving me Motown records, from that to rock and roll to, disco to soul. Anything that was good music came through my household, even the Beatles. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. So how do you how did you come into, was it rapping first? Was it breaking, or what was it with you?
Well, I was MC Angel D. That was my first MC name, MC Angel D. And I went by MC Angel D by 9 years old, and I was going underneath the ropes at jams.
Right.
Because in Brownsville, they used to have jams. We didn't have no open mics. There was jams. You either had to go show your talent in front of a lot of people in the neighborhood,
right.
Whether you got booed or not, got dissed or not, that was the heart that you had to have. And go behind the ropes when DJ spinning, because I come from that era when I was young watching older DJs spin break beats back and forth. And I was like, I could get on the mic just like him and get busy. But it was that thing that they didn't want to let young dudes on. So I went through that stage of, can he really rhyme? Can he really prove himself? And I learned that you got to go through neighborhood politics to get on to that level. So it was that neighborhood politic. Is he that nice? And I beat that neighborhood politic real easy. You know what I mean? It was in me. Like, I was born with hip hop. It was in me since a baby. It wasn't something that I decided to do. It was born in me since day one. You understand? Like, it was something that I say like this. It was like ranking. I'm good at joking on people. Same way, like snapping. You know what I mean? Like, that was the thing. That we grew up doing a lot of snapping on each other, but that was like rapping. You know what I mean?
You might not remember, man. I used to air it out like that a lot. But
you the man. You the man when it comes to that. You legendary when it comes to snap.
It sure does.
They would say that. They would say that all over the world.
No, I give it to you. You got legendary. You got legendary belts when it comes to the snap. Man. You've been in legendary places when it comes to the snap. So I can't even lie on that one.
Yo, that's crazy.
That's hilarious.
I mean, you tell the truth. So I know I was snap master.
No, I've been there. You be there when you gotta get hit up.
Yeah.
I don't care if you a rapper or not.
It didn't matter.
Friend or no friend or whatever, you still gonna catch the heat.
Hey, yo. Hey, so listen, when I hold up, that's just my friend calling Spam Risk.
When we do podcasts, we shut our phones off.
Hold on.
Nah, big shit.
That was my man Spam in the can.
Oh,
but listen,
Spam like.
So when I first came to New York in the beginning times, like it was probably like early '91 and such. I met a lot of cats in the up and coming, and you were one of them. At the time, I knew you as Adolf, the assassin.
Yes, sir.
And I remember now, so
yes.
I remember talking about the elements of hip hop. So I remember that you had got this deal. So you know how we were all kind of like we were parallel to each other. A lot of people in the business, like you seen everybody everywhere. So when a person would get a deal, you would be telling the next people like, "Oh, I just got this deal with so and so with blah blah blah." That's how it was, And I remember you did the first time I seen this video, I think it was a Ghetto Girl. Ghetto
Girl was the first video I ever released, ever big production video that I ever had, right?
Yo, so peeps, I had always saw you, and we be all kicking it, but I didn't know that you had did the video and all that till afterwards. You told us. Then when I seen it, I was like, damn, hold up, right? Because it was like, first of all, you went in on it. You know what I'm saying? But I just kind of remembered like feeling like you was grimy, like you came on that grimy side. But in that video, it was like, it was a bunch of dancers like Hammer almost. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I could explain. Let me explain that to you. Right. when I had originally got the deal, I came with a record called Somebody's Faking Moves. The same record that Run DMC co-signed. Right? They co-signed me. Like, people don't know this, but Run co-signed me the deal in the first place. Right. So, like, I mean, he didn't get me the deal, but he gave me he heard my song. And that song allowed me to go shop the deal, and they liked that song. That song was way harder than Ghetto Girl. That Ghetto Girl was a song that they asked me to make after I got it.
So you
just more commercial. So I did that. I handed it in. Then Sylvia Rome called me back and said, we want to, go full speed with this. I was like, all right, well, let's go. So we did it.
It's crazy because you just said a key thing where it was even more prevalent at that time because everybody was hip hop coming into the business. You was already hip hop, but now you was coming to the hip hop business. So a lot of times, labels would be like, yo, we need this commercial, we need this for the radio, we need stuff they would tell you all the time. Because when I seen it, I was surprised. And this is way back then, not because of, the video was dope, but I'm saying you had like mad synchronized dances with you, right? And I was like, yo, so you basically was that main dude dancing like Michael Jackson or Ham or something, but they was like with you and you was rhyming. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, well, this dude's a little, multifaceted, you know what I'm saying? So did you catch like a certain kind of flack behind that back then, or, you know what I mean? Did people move with you on that, or what happened at that point,
Well, I was, I'm a person before all of this, it come with the game. Yeah. I learned from the greats. I learned from Premier, you guys. I learned from Keith. I learned from Kane. I learned from Rakim. I learned from MC Hammer. I learned from
You could dance for real. So you had to learn that from somewhere.
Yeah. Because you know what? I learned from Kane that you could dance too, and that's one of my idols. Right. Kane dance too. You know what I mean? Right. I'm an East Coast MC, but my idols before me showed me what you need to do to be an entertainer, and I'm an entertainer by nature. You know what I mean? Like, and I felt like I as a Puerto Rican from Brooklyn, we don't get enough. We don't get enough representation on that level, which I'm not going to speak on right now. But at the end of the day, I feel like, me being here, still putting out material, and my base is like, I don't have like one niche of what I do. I have many talents as a person. I don't want to be labeled as the person that just does this, just does this. I have a, great imagination. I run a business now as a hip hop producer, as a hip hop artist. I don't dance no more, but when I was younger, and we had fun, and I still dance, but that's what my people's at a club, or you might catch me grooving out somewhere. That's just me at my nature. Ain't nothing wrong. I see you dancing too, Suge, on stage.
No question.
we all got.
Let me tell you, right? Oh, you froze up.
Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. We got Agallah right now on the Danger Zone podcast.
Yo, you did that. Yo, it froze up on him, I think.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Playing Mortal Kombat, that Sub-Zero.
Yo, DL, you over there on some radio shit?
This is the Danger Zone podcast, and you are here with Big Suge.
Really good. Really,
Mr. DL, Chef Tanya Nicole.
Hit that, make sure you hit that like button. This is.
Oh, but now Big Suge's giving them eyes.
He's like the WD podcast. Is he still froze up?
Yeah, he's froze up. He'll figure it out. Wow, Suge, what are you sipping on?
My ends or come back in.
Well, normally when I'm right now, people I'm at location. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the I'm in the cut, and I'm sipping. I usually sip on the
Cicero.
Well, I don't never sip on the Cicero. One dude told me one thing, Little Bibby. Shout out to Little Bibby, man. You know, Chi-Town. That he said on this interview with Blunt, he said that he used to put now-and-laters in that syrup.
Oh, I love now-and-laters.
To where it made it taste very good, and he said you'd be all linked out, slumped up.
Yeah, most people use Jolly Ranchers. I never heard of now-and-laters. Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yo, that's what he said.
Sorry, that candy.
Jolly Ranchers.
Not that I know. I'm just saying. Yeah, that's what I heard on the street.
Now you're right. He said Jolly Ranchers, and he said he didn't want to be slumped like that when somebody could roll up on you, which I took to, but
yeah. So yeah.
He's still doing the robot.
We got Agallah back. No.
Oh, you back?
No sweat. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Hey, yo, one thing I was about to tell you too. So, do you remember Nikki Nicole, producer, man? She used to be around Brooklyn.
Yeah, I remember Nikki Nicole, of course. She used to be around Master Ace and them.
Yeah, she was the only woman doing beats. Like she was doing beats.
Oh, you know what? Not to cut you off. I'm sorry, but I just got a message saying that True Master said, "Peace, he want to build with you from Wu-Tang."
No question, True Master, my man. You know what? He was in the early times I came there. Shout out to True Master, Wu-Tang producer, and also because when I first came out there, we know him as Shabazz. So we over his crib and all that. Man, Guru took me somewhere, everywhere. He took me everywhere to catch up with people. Plus, True Master was the first dude I ever had to rhyme backwards. You know what I'm saying? So he can rhyme.
That's the goal. We doing a 50th anniversary producer project right now. Me, him, Lord, Pete Rock, Large Professor, Easy Moby, all the producers that could rhyme. You feel me?
Shout out.
We doing together, so it'll be dope. And it's an honor to be on that. When he putting it together right now.
I got a question.
Listen.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Shug.
Hey, good.
All right, so I got a question. I mean, I obviously knew who you were in my younger days, but what really made me a fan of yours was the Grand Theft Auto game. Driving around playing that Grand Theft Auto with your music playing on the radio.
How about that?
Did you did that really help you? Because I feel like that must have helped you.
At the end of the day, I don't doubt that it was a good look, at the end of the day. But when you speak on help, we're dealing with a first thing that never happened before. When we talk of video games and music, I'm part of something that never really got,
that game
real
was so classic.
Hip-hop records on video games.
Yeah,
the first time you ever heard real hip-hop records on video games was Grand Theft Auto.
And you said your name on the song, which was, I don't know if you planned that or what song they used. I don't know how that worked out, but you start the song with your name.
Yeah, I didn't even play the game. I didn't play the game before they sent it to me. I did not play the game, bro. I promise you on everything. How it happened was I got a call from Jonathan Schechter and Stretch Armstrong. They was like, "Yo, can you give us a joint?" I was like, "All right, for what?" It was like a mixtape that we're doing for some Grand Theft Auto. It was like a mixtape. I don't even think they knew what it was gonna be. They just got hired to do music for some shit.
Rising to the top, right?
They called me. I get a call. I was like, all right. So I called Sean Price. I'm like, yo, what you doing? He's like, yo, nothing. I was like, well, let's come to the studio. We laid that record easily, sent it back. I ain't even think none of it. I make music every day. So it was like, I ain't thinking of it at the time. Not thinking that it would, but I knew what they wanted.
Yep.
It's like, you ask me to do something, request me, especially from people like, Stretch. I'm like, all right, I gotta hit you with some real shit. You know what I mean? So it was easy. Yeah. It wasn't even like, he just told me give him some dope shit for the video, whatever. It was like mixtape, whatever. I didn't know what was going down with no video game at the time. So when I seen the after effect and they gave me a copy of the game, I put that shit in my PlayStation. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
This shit's crazy.
Right. Yeah. It was something. I think one of my biggest, things I could say that I could put on my board that I'm part of something that went 20 million copies.
Yeah, crazy. That's one of the most classic games ever. Go ahead, Shug.
It's crazy when you said it because, Guru was actually a character. in Grand Theft Auto.
Right.
Yeah, they used his voice for that dude selling the cars.
No
shit. Something, right? It was kind of wild. And and then of course people know that I rapped over the little punch out beat. So all these games and we did a one-off with the Militia and another song for 2K Live.
Wait, so
that's a classic hip hop record. So of course they go and license it. That's what's going on. They'll license your hit. Either they'll ask you to do something or they'll license your hit.
So listen, man. Also in hip hop, like a lot of times people change names and stuff like that. And I noticed that there was a point where you were switching quick, like with far as when you was Adolf, the assassin. Then you was what was the purple one? What was the purple situation?
Okay, that's Dipset.
Oh no, but when you was calling yourself something,
Purple Gang.
Agallah Don Bishop.
Okay.
Brad Piff. I got many names. Brad Piff, Agallah, Eddie Propane. But people know me as Agallah Don Bishop now because I was a reinvention when I got down with Dipset, Purple City, and Jim Jones and Cameron and Jewels when I started hanging around them. We all started hanging around each other, but it was like a process where, I was living in the Bronx for a minute and I met my homie. He introduced me to Shice Bub. Shice Bub and me got cool. Then 6 months later, he asked me to be in a group with me, him, and Uncasa. Then I was like, I don't know unlike that, but hey, I'll do a record with him. And then one thing led to another, and then we started making mixtapes. Luke Abrazi, who runs the Gumbo. You know what I mean? Like, Luke run the Gumbo right now. He was running with us. We had like a whole crew, me, him, Max B. You know what I mean? We was all running together when the shit was hot, when, we were screaming Bird Gang a lot, but then we had Purple City, which was two different things. Bird Gang was Jim Jones, Purple City was me, Shice Bub, and None. So me, Shice Bub, and Un wound up getting a deal on Koch Records, and then I wound up producing an album, second album, and then I wound up having a solo album on Baby Grand Koch.
Yeah.
So, that was a whole nother movement for me. I had to reinvent myself. I felt like, as an artist, I feel like, on a business perspective, people that know me, my ideas are vast. So I felt like I could do that as a producer. You know what I mean? The gift I have is to be able to reinvent. So that's what I did. It wound up being successful. We sold a lot of mixtapes on the streets. You know what I mean? Over 1 million. Got the attention of Koch Records. So, that's when we put out Purple City Bird Gang with Jim Jones on the single and had Max B on the album. Shit like that.
So there was also when you were doing with I know. But anyway, you doing the Alchemist. Y'all had a little something going on for that moment. What was that about?
Well, after I met Alchemist when Lil Dap, we was hanging out a lot. And me and Dap, we worked on his second album, Tear for the Ghetto. I wound up producing some records on the Tear for the Ghetto, which was Alchemist production. We met on that album. Me and Al had a liking for each other. We wound up becoming cool. Alchemist had beats producing on that album, and I met him. We just built a relationship outside of that album, and then me and him, we used to go doing a lot of record shopping together. That's one thing that I do as a producer. I go a lot of record shopping, sample hunting, looking for, different grooves, stuff like that. So, he would, he and I would, we would go out of town. We just jump on a plane, be like, what are you doing today? I know a record convention. Let's get a ticket. We go out to, Arizona, or, overseas, Miami. So that's how.
Y'all still good now?
Yeah, we cool. Yeah. Much congratulations to him. He just won his 4th Grammy. Big up to him. He shout me out, man, on his master class. So of course I give that brother much respect.
I got.
You know what I mean? It's a tough business to be in. It's a tough business to be in as a producer because we don't get enough credit for creating a backdrop of some of these successful rappers have, which I'm alright with. You know what I mean? But you know, I don't like the fame. I like the money. You know what I mean?
I got a quick question about that while we're on the subject. Like, what was all that with the Griselda and Sean Price stuff? Like, what was that all about?
Yeah, big misunderstanding. You know, from a past history of me and Conway. We had like, running a long time ago before Griselda was even thought about. We talking about like when I was on tour with Craig G in the 90s. And I meet a young kid at a Buffalo show, and that was, Conway. And he wanted to battle, do all this, show me he was nice and all that. And, I let him spit.
Yeah.
Long story short, this is in the MySpace days.
Oh, damn.
I get a message from him on MySpace saying, yo, I need beats. You know what I mean? I'm like, what's the business? Trying to ask him, like, businessman, all right, you want me to do a service for you? What's going on with the business? He's like, I don't pay for beats. And then I was like, I can't do nothing for you. And then he said, fuck you on the message on MySpace. That's where the strike one started. There's other runners I got with him, but I ain't gonna go into that here because, you know what I mean? We squashed that. Yeah, we squashed that. But you understand what I'm saying? I know that boy since he was young. Congrats to them. We all good. I spoke to him. He actually posted something on his Instagram saying we ain't got no smoke.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah. Do you think, in hindsight, man, I should have just maybe floated him at one beat?
Nah, I'm good. I'm ain't about no beat. It's not about no beat. It's about the business. I work with the best already. You can't tell me I haven't.
No, I'm not saying that.
You're not going to try to, dim down what I already done for the game already because one group said, nah, we had a discrepancy on anything personal. That's not the case here.
No, I feel that.
I already work with who I feel is the best in my book, so I'm Gucci.
Yep.
The funny thing about it too is cool. You find yourself in those positions, and then I hear when he said, I said that several times. I don't pay for beats, right? This was but I mean, people knew who Big Sugar was. That's why they was coming to me with these musics. And then after I would say it, in a different round, after I would say it, they were giving it to me anyway. Because I explained like how this business worked at the time as far as you were getting exposure at the same time because I was gonna rhyme on your music. But that's because I was somebody too though, you know what I mean?
Well,
it wasn't like I was...
Yeah, when you're on a label like me though, when you run a label like I do, I can't do that with producers and take anything free because it's gonna wind up legally hurting me in the long run, and I'm not dealing with that kind of problem. Anything I ever did, I paid for. Like I hired Premier for a beat. Then he hired me for a beat. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it works. One hand washed up, you never know.
What beat he hired you for?
Services. Huh?
What beat did he hire you for?
I did a track. Well, Preem asked me to do a track for Teflon. And I came back, did a remix for Teflon, and he loved it, you know what I mean? And then I walked out and asked him, yo, I need one for my album.
Yeah. Yo,
that's how I feel like when you got the label situation behind you, your business right, you got no excuses but to pay that man that's doing that work.
I mean, I believe in that 100%. So as we stand now, like, look, also, you know what? You say you worked with a lot of great people, whatever. Could you just give a rundown, like, so people like that are listening know, like, who you probably dealt with?
Nah, don't. Yeah, hell yeah. He got a crazy list. Go ahead. Sorry.
Just give us some.
Starting from Busta Rhymes is one.
Who? Who's that?
Busta
Oh,
Rhymes.
sorry. Oh, I heard of him.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Anthony Hamilton.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
That's
I didn't even know that. Yeah.
Yeah, because the record I did had Anthony Hamilton and Busta on it. That's my first double platinum record, which was on When Disaster Strikes. That's my first double platinum certification as a producer. Busta gave me that. Thank you, Busta, for that. And it had Anthony Hamilton. Nobody knew who Anthony Hamilton was at the time. So that was a great look for me. EPMD, their last 2 albums, Back to Business, Out of Business, I produced and featured on both of those albums as the MC and a producer. I worked with a Group Home. I worked with Daz Effects, produced Daz Effects, Big Pun, Cool G Rap, Big Daddy Kane.
You got a long one. You know what I'm saying?
It's Run DMC.
That's good.
Onyx.
Yeah. All right.
Onyx.
I want to come back. I want to come back to this after you keep going. Yeah.
Nah, go ahead. Go ahead, man.
Dipset.
Hell yeah.
So many good ones.
I got more. I got a whole lot more. Master 8.
I know you got a
Alchemist.
I know you got a whole bunch because I know it's gonna be too long to be just saying them all. You don't need to. It's cool. But I just want the people that are listening and watching for the first time to understand and to know who Agallah is and what you've been affiliated. So that's why I asked you to name something. There's a lot of greatness, and greatness is amongst greatness. But what did you want to say, DL?
Oh, you obviously produced for Onyx. There's always this controversy over who made the Last Days beat. Was it you or was it Fredro? Now, before you answer, I know you're a producer and so am I, so I just want to fucking rant real quick. When you listen to a song on the radio, rappers, ready? When you listen to a song on the radio and be like, that'd be a good beat, and someone else makes it, you did not produce it. So, I just want to know that in general, I'm not saying that that's what happened for this record, but I see on Twitter all the time, I'm producing a record. I'm like, nah, you found a sample and Agallah made it. So I just want to know if that's what happened.
I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. This is from everything. Respect to Fredro.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because I would never have been a part of that second album. My name is on the second album, obviously. If you look on the credits, like my name is on the second album. It's just that one record, it fucks up a lot of the speculation of who had part of what.
Yeah.
The argument is that we both produced the album. We all did.
Okay.
Me, Fred, and Stick. We all did. But at the end of the day, they had disputes with JMJ. They were falling out with JMJ at the time. And things wasn't going smoothly with them and J&J. So politics came into play. It's like immediately push a stop on a button when you can't spend no more money on a budget type shit.
Yeah.
And then everybody got to stop working. That's what happened. Like I had to stop working in the middle of shit. I couldn't finish my paperwork on that record. That's why I don't get mentioned on that record. But I am part of that record, on God. I'm a part of the other 3 records on that album, but my name don't show up on that record because of the fact they had disputes with Def Jam. And that's just what happens when it comes to politics. They still my boys, love them to death. You know what I mean? I don't, you know what? I don't really give a fuck about it because at the end of the day, my experience with them is so much more. I'm grateful when they took me around the world. You know what I mean? I went to Japan. I went to Germany with them. I went to,
So did you play it? Did you tap it out? Did you play it? Did you make it? I gotta know.
Pardon me?
Did you make the beat? Did you tap the drums? Did you cut it up? That's what I wanted to know. I'm dying to know.
I basically arranged it. I arranged the loop the way it needed to be. Me and Fred arranged it together.
Okay.
And then it needed added on, which Sonny Caesar came and added on. Sticky added on. We all added on. It was like a 4-man production. It was all of us making that record. We all made that record. So we made that record in the laundry. We made that record in the laundry room with an MP with a S950 I was in the lawn. I'm the nigga that runs the studio. When it comes to Onyx, I ran everything on stage for Onyx. I ran all the live beats. Anything we was doing on tour, I ran the sound. I ran all the live shit.
Nice.
Beats, production. When it come to that, I was the production man. On stage for Onyx, going all around the world. Let me mind you, not just the artist. I was the guy that was opening and running the beats. I used to rhyme and then run back to the MP and bang the live beats for Sticky. Ask him about that. We used to design a show off the MP. Me and him. It was all of us, bro.
Yeah.
We all was family, bro. You gotta remember that.
So it's kind of like organized noise.
Family,
really.
family. It ain't no one man in family.
That's
When you
beautiful.
when you live with people, I live with them. I live with Stick and Fred and Sonny. Like, we borrowed money from each other, bro. That's how deep this shit is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
That's dope.
we were family. Like, these was my brothers that took me around the world, look after me, look after my back when I never even seen or spoke another language. They was like, nigga, you coming with us. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's dope.
You know how that feel? I don't care. That's just, I'm a humble man. Shit like that stay with me forever. I'm writing it in my book soon.
Hell yeah.
So listen, I just got a question that I'd like to ask you too as we build. You know what I'm saying? Been doing it for a minute, about years, 33. I got a question for you. What's your 10 favorite MCs?
Oh shit.
My 10 favorite, really grassroots favorites.
Yeah, hold on one second. Boricua. All right, go ahead.
Nah,
Go ahead,
everything I love though, you know, like from the gate, like, you know, people that, you know, from my perspective, Kane, you know, I just like number one to me. Kane and Rakim, you know, they two different MCs. I don't put them on the same pedestal, but
Right.
Kane, I say, you know, another MC that was great to me back then, that, you know, that really, you know, struck the chord to me.
So
I say like this, another MC, I say Biggie.
Right. Okay.
Big, because I hung with him. I got to know him. Pac. Another brother that I rock with, you know, that I got close with before Tommy, you know, demise, you know what I mean?
Right.
Pac. Like, I felt a lot of Pac lyrics, you know what I'm saying? Like, just the way he expressed himself, that was something crazy. Another MC that I would say that was slept on in my book, highly in my favorite, Chill Rob G.
Chill Rob G, shout out to him. Yeah,
It's a first timer.
Chill Rob, I felt, don't get a lot of credit, and his story ain't told. You know, to me, like, I think he was one of the phenomenal lyricists in my book. Like, his first album, you know, I could play that anytime. You know, I just feel like it's a masterpiece that has, you know, if you're a real hip hop head, if you know about the wild pitch, you know, the wild pitch genre, that's, you know, special. You know, of course.
How many more?
Of course. I'm gonna keep going right here. Guru, definitely. Guru definitely, most definitely is one of my favorite MCs. Got to throw him in the 10 list of my top favorite because the voice. Nobody had that voice, and I felt like that baritone voice was very classic on a lot of them records, and it didn't take a lot for him, you know, to spice them bars up, and he it was natural to him. So I just felt like it was beautiful.
A lot of people didn't understand where he came from, but go ahead.
Nah, but the music was definitely dope. The music was definitely dope. I get it. Guru Rizzy.
Yeah.
God bless.
How many more we got?
4.
You got 4 more?
5.
Yeah.
KRS-One.
5 more.
Yeah.
3 more.
Chuck D.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
Chuck D. Here we go again. Go ahead.
I'm gonna just say this. Another brother that Slick Rick.
Oh, hell yeah. That's twice now.
Good
Twice now. That's 2 times it's been mentioned.
1 more.
Good one.
1 more. What you got?
Who's your last?
MC from my era that I gotta give mad props to. Ooh, this is crazy, right? Last one. Last but not least, Granddaddy IU.
Oh, wow. Rest in peace.
Bless the dad. I'm sorry. People sleep on Granddaddy IU. You out the loop. Like he had the most smoothest style on the East Coast. That different wave. Like if you was into that wave, like Granddaddy IU, man, he's one of the best to me. And
I basically asked you that because of your rapping ability and your hip hop prowess. But I'm gonna even trim it down even more than that. And I want you to give me, besides yourself, I want you to give me your 2 favorite over the years, your 2 favorite hip hop producers. Just 2 of them joints.
Dos.
Well,
Uno y dos.
2 favorite Premier, of course.
Oh shit.
Right.
And after Premier, Pete Rock.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So that's right. Okay.
All right, so I have these baseball cards from like 1989. They're rap baseball cards, and you just said Granddaddy IU. Can you hold it up to the thing? Got the Granddaddy IU rookie card.
What?
That's
What? Yo.
So I got all his stats on the back, his average, all that shit.
Oh
you know
my God, that's beautiful. God bless you, yo.
So
rest in peace.
Wow.
I'll get that to you.
IU. That's the God, man. God bless him. He passed away this year, man. Wow. That's
Legacy
beautiful.
lives on. His music and his legacy lives on. So,
That's right.
Agallah. So listen, I just recently peeped that you just dropped a project, man. Right?
No, it's not out yet. It drops
coming.
on the 17th. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing grassroots marketing right now, leading up to the project, which drops on the 17th.
Okay. So, what can people look for? What the project itself? What is, you know what I mean?
Well, I got a song out right now called Kyrie. And it's featuring the legendary Dinko D from Leaders of the New School.
Yeah, Dinko D, shout out.
Yeah, Dinko's on the record, and I got my brother Big Ox on there. We we doing our numbers. It just dropped 2 days ago. So it's fresh out the gate. We just pumping it, and basically that's one of the singles off the album. Another single off the album I got is called Serve, and I produced the whole album, mixed, mastered, and I put it out through Empire Distribution.
So okay. Yo, D, did you have something you want to say over there, man? Because I'm not in the with them, man. They're at the dungeon in the sky type thing. Right? Yo, I'm over here in the cut, you know what I'm saying? So, yo, D, what's up? What's good?
I remember we were talking before we started recording the times we worked together, and one of them was in Pasadena for the Sean Price Ruben Blades video. Do you remember doing that? Do you remember that night? That night was wild. Do you remember that night by any chance?
I'm not sure, but what song was that?
Ruben Blades. He kind of did a live show. We performed right outside on the street corner. King Magnetic was there. Capadonna was there. You don't remember this?
Yeah. I remember it was at a place called Malone's.
Yeah, I believe so. Actually, it was right on the corner there. Yeah, exactly. You were on tour on that moment. We just kind of wanted to know. Chef Tanya was asking earlier, what was your favorite tour moment?
Of that one?
No, just in general. That was just one of many. But I'm saying you don't remember it, so it wasn't that important. You know what I'm saying?
Well, my favorite tour moment would be, like.
I'll be right back.
There's one that I was saying Germany when Run DMC asked me to come out to host them. Like, out of nowhere. I didn't have no idea. Run asked me, he said, yo, like, we just finna go on stage, like we opened up for Run DMC. Onyx, right? I'm on the road. After I get off stage, I'm thinking, damn, my night's over.
Yeah.
You know, I just finished hyping up the crowd with these motherfuckers. I'm finna go to, you know, the dressing room, it's over. Run pulled me to the side like, yo, need you to open up for us now. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I need you to open up, bro.
That's wild.
Like, I'm like, well, all right, well, he said, when y'all go on, he said, like, 5 minutes. So I ain't had no time to really, you know what I mean? I'm adrenaline, everything. Like, I ain't had no time to do nothing. I'm like, yo, you know, but this run, though.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, well, you know, whatever. I wipe the towel off my face, whatever. Time to, you know, I see the lights coming down, everything. I'm like, all right, time to go out. Boom, grab the mic. 50,000 waiting.
Damn.
Hear the cheers out there for Run DMC.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all ready to make some fucking noise for Run DMC? Terminate! And then he just go crazy. You know what I mean? And then, you know, y'all ready for Jam Master Jay? You know, shit like that. I'm crazy. So at this very moment, I'm losing my mind. I'm trying to take y'all there with me. So, like, you know what I'm saying? This all happening, right? Like, I'm not planning this, nothing, but, you know, it wound up working out. I get on the mic, hear a beat. It was some like break beat, and I got on, I freestyled and introduced Run DMC, and they came out and ripped the show. And I went backstage so hyped. I popped a bottle of Dom Perignon that I wasn't supposed to. I didn't know what Dom Perignon was.
That's not good. Hell yeah.
I didn't know what Dom Perignon was.
It's all good, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen.
You got something, Chef Tanya, you said you had something?
Oh, I just wanted
Chef
to...
Tanya. Chef Tanya.
Chef T.
Hey, Big Shug. I'm still here.
Hey, Chef Tanya. You have something to say? No, go ahead.
Well, I wanted to know what are your socials so everyone out there can see what projects you're working on and see what you're bringing to the hip-hop world currently.
Well, I just started my website, www.agallahmusic.com. They can go straight there and find everything directly. The source for all Agallah music, merch, tour information, updates, videos, you name it, will all be on my website. You know, I'm on Instagram, Agallah Music, as well as Twitter, Agallah the Don. They can find me on, you know, mostly on YouTube as well, Agallah YouTube, my channel. They can subscribe to that. You know, I'm there chilling, playing beats, playing new music, exclusives, you know, chopping it up on sports, chopping it up on life, stuff like that, boxing, you know, my favorite sports and stuff like that, you know, lifestyle stuff as well. So
speaking of sports, who you got for the Super Bowl?
Eagles.
No question. Fly, Eagles, fly, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, it's the better team.
We have a pot going.
It's the better team.
Know what it is? You know what it is? Mahomes' foot injured. I don't know how his foot doing, but his foot ain't gonna hold up to that Eagles defense.
First of all, the Eagles had one of the top, if not the top, offensive line in the league. They got one of the top.
Defense broke that quarterback arm in the first quarter.
But even
like you don't see that no more. Like
the part that people are missing on that is that San Francisco was a #1 defense. So
yeah, it was. But that's their division.
Quarterback did.
And that's their division, though. That's their division.
No, listen. No. Listen, they were the #1 defense in the NFL. That's a fact.
Rank don't mean shit though to me.
No, but I understand. You got to listen to hear so I can finish the talk. Hey, listen though, for real. So the Eagles got one of the top lines in the league, the top offense and defensive line. We already know the quarterback situation, and they was clowning San Fran. Them motherfuckers were just running the ball for like 100 plays at the end of the game and kept scoring, trying to slow the game down. So, but I got the
Jalen Hurts
Eagles.
is special. Jalen Hurts is special. I got them by good. I got them by 14 points.
Whoa.
Well,
You know why? You know why? Because they gonna get in. They defensive, you know, is too crazy. That guy on their defense is too crazy. He gonna get in there and get some sacks on Mahomes. If you get them early, you gonna get them in trouble. You get Mahomes early, you gonna get them in trouble. Mahomes already hurt, so if you get them early,
I believe the Eagles are going to slow the game down too because they fast, but then they'll control it because they're one of the top, if not the top, running team in the league. The quarterback rushed for like 700 yards, and
they put people. They
Danger Zone podcast.
sound like
they hurt people.
I think
I seen that last game against San Fran. I seen the complaint San Fran had. They said that why are we playing? We ain't got no quarterback in the first quarter. Why are we even playing this game? Their quarterback went out in the first quarter. That's the type of defense that Eagles got. They'll put your quarterback out in the first quarter.
And they put the backup had been on 13 teams damn near, or 13 teams in 10 years. They put him out there, and he lost his mind. He didn't know what the hell he was doing. It was horrible.
I think.
I got the Eagles. DL got the Eagles. You got the Eagles.
I got the Chiefs because in our picks. But I think it was controversial. But what I said was I think whoever has the most points at the end of the game is gonna win. And it's gonna be the Chiefs.
Hey, now, yo. But
We'll
listen,
We'll see.
Hey, listen, man.
Sunday.
Yo, we appreciate you stopping through,
Thank
bro.
you.
Hell yeah.
For real.
It was my pleasure.
Shout
It
them
was
people
my pleasure.
time for that new project coming. Shout it out.
Yes.
Man.
Yes, Endangered Species Protocol. You already know, man. Like it's, you know, this is like a special project featuring YZ. You know what I mean? The OG, Dinko D. I got Body Bag Ben on there. Pop Off. It's all produced by me.
Hey, Body Bag Ben. That's a good one.
Yeah, Body Bag Ben.
Say
Triple
that
B.
times fast.
Triple B.
I believe you. Yo.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we appreciate you, man. All right, man.
Yeah. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Peace.
They did
So-
a good job.
So yeah, we're at that time of the week. Shout out to Agallah. That was pretty dope. Thanks for coming through.
Thanks, Agallah.
There's a lot of stupid people in the world. We've covered about 52 of them, 55 of them, 54 of them. Because this is the 55th idiot that we're about to talk about on the Danger Zone podcast. Because it is stupid as hell.
Hey, yo, on some real shit, though. So, it's stupid as hell. It was very brief this week. Arrested, a Florida couple was arrested for DUI. And while they were arrested, both of them together, they attempted to have sex in the back of the police car.
Oh, nice.
So, they were trying to
Get any ideas, Tommy?
think about that.
You
It was
got
probably
permission.
some experience like that. They say, "Hey, let's do it," because you can tell somebody's being cuckoo coming off with something like that. So they tried, and they were arrested for exposing. This is crazy. Exposing sex organs and lascivious
sex organs. Jeez.
You know,
Isn't it indecent exposure?
Holy
You have to
shit.
expose the organs too.
it says that
man.
They were
exposing
in the
sex organs.
air.
If she had a dress
Yeah.
on, I might try. I can't lie.
Well,
In
look.
the air. In
It
the
says
air.
it says they were exposing sex organs in lascivious acts and resisting without violence. So,
It sounds so gross when you say sex organs exposing
and
sex
the woman said
Holy
was
shit.
charged, also adding threats and trying to commit unnatural acts, whatever the hell that is.
What is that?
Right?
Wow.
So,
probably. What state was this in? I can tell you exactly
Florida.
what. Florida. I don't know.
To be the stenographer in that court.
Because it might be a little backdoor action, and they consider it unnatural in a lot of states.
Oh, okay, sodomy. You mean
I
that
don't
word?
know, but their names. It was 35-year-old Megan Lynn Montanero and 31-year-old Seth Aaron Thomas. Both of them had 3 names. And they were charged with that. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Aaron,
You can get it.
hold on, wait a minute. Megan and Seth.
Now you're gonna be on the sex offender
I was,
list.
I mean, you know, there was no way that you were be able to have sex in the back of a police car.
Yeah.
I mean, you knew that. So y'all was probably just looking for somewhere to stay for the night. You probably found it.
Yeah.
So this week is Seth and Megan. Y'all was stupid as hell.
Yeah. One
And
thing.
next time,
Well, I learned a lot on Stupid as Hell, but one thing I know, and if you're in Florida, do not flash your sex organs because you will get in trouble.
or commit unnatural acts in the back of a police car.
No unnatural acts.
So you can't get it. You can't get it.
Maybe one of them had a small animal in their pocket.
Oh my God! Poor animal.
Hey, Sheila, stupid as hell. Seth and Megan, this week you are stupid as hell.
All right, hell yeah.
Yo.
Damn, 55 episodes deep, right?
We still looking good.
Double nickels.
Double nickels. Shout out to Agallah.
Know what it is.
That's like a dime.
Shout out to LeBron James. Double nickels. Jordan in the Garden. Oh man, that was a terrible game.
Yeah. Hey, we appreciate y'all for tuning in with us. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all.
Hell
Chef
yeah.
Tiny Nicole. Mr. DL.
Chef Tiny.
Like I always say, excuses have no purpose, so don't make them.
Don't make them.
As we grow, we glow. And just one thing I wanted to mention.
Yeah.
Not really to end on a sad note like that, but there was a 13-year-old who was shot and killed in Mattapan, the town where I'm from.
I'm so sorry.
And they just, found the alleged shooter. So, I just want to, give condolences to his family and, and him because he was a young kid. He was I believe he was 13. A lot ahead of you, and he wasn't a gang member or anything like that. But, want to shout out his family. And listen, let's just all take that moment too, man, to just, think about what's going on out here in this world. And if we can do some things, we can, but we all can. We all can help with this type of shit, man. It has to stop at some point. But, I'm going to get his name, man. Give me a minute, y'all, for a second.
Yeah, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the Danger Zone podcast. Big Shug, Chef Tanya, Mr. DL. Yeah, so LeBron James, shouting him out. We talked about some LeBron James. You see what happened in La Perla this weekend, Chef Tanya?
No, I didn't see what happened.
So we went to La Perla. It's in Puerto Rico, 5 years ago for a photo shoot. We went into La Perla. It's just a neighborhood in Puerto Rico. And today some tourists tried to go in there and they were all stabbed. 4 people.
What? That's a place you need permission.
Yeah, for sure. So just to show how crazy the world is, people were just trying to take some photos and then they got stabbed for it. So everybody just needs to stop shooting and stabbing everybody and also try to get along. Listen, everybody.
Not every place is a tourist place. You gotta know that. You gotta research before you go somewhere. You're gonna go to New York. You're gonna go to Chicago. You're gonna go to Wyoming. Do some research. Find out where you're not supposed to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to Wyoming. I'm cool with that.
What? Yellowstone?
Well, you got to worry about those places. I thought the same thing, Big Shug, when I moved I moved out to Humboldt County, California, and people were showing me around, and they're like, here's $1 million worth of weed growing right there. I'm like, what's stopping people from coming up here? You know what I mean? And taking all this. And it was like, oh, the fucking 20 people we have here, armed to the teeth with fucking, so these places in the middle of nowhere are just as dangerous as some of the worst places, You
gotta remember, I've been to, I don't know, like even Utah. Like I have no reason for Utah. South Dakota, I'm like, you know what I mean? But
I like Utah. The scenery, I like the scenery in Utah. I thought it was
like
cool.
that, or like the Mormonism.
No, I didn't. Honestly, Utah has always been a drive-through for me. I've always just driven through it, but I always liked how it looked.
I've never been to
Like
Utah.
the plateaus and the red rock and all that look cool to me.
Yeah. Plateaus. Okay.
Uh-oh, he's offended.
Yeah. I don't know. Yo,
He said plateau.
it's been real. Hey, it's been real. It's been wrong. It's been much, much too long, man.
Oh,
Yo,
hell, another good one.
On my dog days, you know what it is?
On my dark days, I chopped crack on a regular. Ran up in spots and clapped on a regular. Took big fat ass stacks from the register. No matter how hard they tried, they still couldn't measure the hard eyes.